Hello, Tom and Miriam. I'm fine. How are you? Good. Tom, today is English Q&A session, which means English question and answer session. So if you have questions about English, you can ask me. Some people ask me questions about other things. I don't know why, but you can ask me whatever questions you have. I'll try to answer them if I can. Most people ask me questions about English, grammar, vocabulary, reading, writing, listening, speaking, pronunciation, accent, etc. So, if you have questions, you can ask them, and I will try to answer them, any of them. If you want to raise your hand, you can come on stage today to ask me your questions. Okay, Friday and Saturday are the 2 days a week when I try to get people on stage to talk to me and ask me their questions. Okay? Miriam wants to know, how can you become fluent? Miriam, you're from, is that, what flag is that? I want to say Switzerland? What flag is that, Miriam? Okay, so what languages do you speak there? French? What? I know most people in Switzerland speak a few languages, I think. French, right? Okay, so let me ask you a question, Miriam. How many words would I need to know to become fluent in French? How many words? Is there a specific number? Is it 2,000 words? Is it 5,000 words? Is it 20,221 words? How many words is it to become fluent? There is no answer, right? Because everybody has a different set of vocabulary, right? So the idea of fluency is very hard to define because everyone actually has a different set of vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar. Their knowledge in these areas is all unique. Everyone has a unique set of knowledge. So that means fluency is something else. Fluency is not how much you need to learn. Fluency is about how you feel about what you learned. Okay, so what I mean is, if you have only studied something for 1 week, you won't feel very comfortable with it. But if you studied that same thing for 20 years, you're probably feeling very comfortable with that thing. So, what I would say is, fluency is about comfortability. Comfortability is about how much you use these things in order to keep them comfortable or make them comfortable. Just like when you ride a bicycle, everybody's uncomfortable when you first ride a bicycle, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you become. And when you go swimming, you're uncomfortable in the beginning, but then you become comfortable the more you do it, right? So comfortability is what we're looking for when you talk about fluency. Comfortability of language means you need to spend more time with the language. But Miriam, the way you can spend more time with the language and feel more comfortable with the language is by using the language in your mind. So when you think, don't think in French, think in English. Then you can practice your English all day in your mind. And that's when it will become more comfortable. And if your words are ready here, because you've been thinking about them, they'll be ready when you want to speak and they will feel comfortable. Okay? Understand? Fred says 3,000 characters in Chinese are enough to be fluent. I don't think so. Well, it's a little different in Chinese, though. It's a little bit different. Chinese is a bit more of a language of efficiency. So in Chinese, you nearly always use the same words to describe things in the most simple manner. For example, the word big, right? In Chinese, everybody, if you say something is big, almost everyone will use the word da, right? But in English, we have so many words for big. Big, huge, gigantic, enormous. You know, we have lots of words. There are probably 30 words to describe big in English. So, regardless, Fred, regardless, it's not about how many words you know. It's about how well you know them. So if you study 3,000 characters for 1 week, you're not fluent. But if you study 3,000 characters for 4 years, maybe you are. Maybe you are. Okay? So remember, guys, the word fluent is kind of a funny word because it doesn't really mean anything unless you define it in a better way and you say that fluency is about comfortability. So what you're seeking is comfortability. And how do you become comfortable at something? That's an easier question to answer, right? We all know how you become comfortable because you've done something a lot, right? Okay, Tom, you have a question. Did you raise your hand? Okay, one moment, Tom. I will get you on stage. Okay, just give me one more minute. Let me make sure there are no other comments here. Hello, Elias. You're welcome, Miriam. Hello, Edouard. I'm fine. How are you? Hello, Mora. And hello, Carolina and Diego and Loyal. All right, let's talk to Tom. Let's try to talk to Tom. Let's see how it works. Tom, are you there?
Hey, hello, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, I'm pretty good. What about you, sir?
I'm not bad. I'm not bad. Let me just fix the sound here just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so you're in Pakistan. Are you in Lahore, Karachi, Islamabad? Where are you?
Yeah, like basically, I'm from Pakistan. In Pakistan, I belong from KPK, like Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, like Peshawar.
Oh,
Have you
Peshawar.
heard
Okay,
the name?
Peshawar, I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I'm Pashtun, like I belong from Pashtun tribe.
Okay. All right. And what can I do for you today, Tom? How can I help you? Do you have a question for me?
Of course, sir. I have many questions, but I will ask one question from you. Even like that question, I asked from many people, from many teachers. Even I have been researching on it, but I couldn't find the answer of that question. Like the
Okay.
thing is that like today, like I'm also learning my English from here near to my home. There's an institute. I'm also going over there and take some classes every day. And after that, like I came back, and I'm also like sometime I do online here, and I talk with people. Like whenever I ask from people there how would I become fluent in English, so they say like you speak more and more. And even I'm spending 3, 4, 5 hours in a day, but I'm not improving as I want.
Okay. Okay. That's all right. I don't mind babies. It's all right. Don't worry. um, uh, so, uh, yeah, but the thing is, I have a different answer. My answer is that, okay, yes, if you can speak for many hours in a day, that is good. That would be the best thing. But it's more important that you need to remember to think. You have to think in English. Okay, so I'm gonna mute you just for a minute while I'm talking. I'm gonna mute you just so everybody can hear you, hear my answer. But um, so uh, speaking a language is good and that's important. But the truth is that you can't feel really good about a language unless you can use the language in your mind, not with your mouth, but with your mind. So that means that every day you wake up and when you brush your teeth, you have a chance to practice English just by thinking in English when you brush your teeth. You could think about what you're doing. You could think about what do I need to do today. You could think about maybe some English questions, or problems, or talk about something, or listen to something in English, right? But the point is that you need to activate your English mind. You need to activate your English mind. And that is the key to feeling comfortable with a language, and that's what we call fluency. So, when people tell me they want to be fluent, I ask them, how much time do you spend using English when you think? Not when you speak, when you think. All right? So when you go to the market, think in English. When you go to the park, think in English. When you watch TV or movies, think about them in English. Right? If you cook breakfast, dinner, or lunch, think about it in English. Right? When you buy food, go to the market. When you go to the restaurant, try to think about it in English. Right? Any time you can spend thinking in English that's time you are becoming comfortable with English. Okay? So that's my biggest advice, is that speaking English is good, but thinking English is the most important. Okay? Does that make sense, Tom?
Of course, like to be honest with you, I do. Like I heard from people, from most of the people. Like I asked that question from many people.
Mm-hmm.
Like from my many teacher. Like I have my teacher. I do ask from them. Like sometime, like they told me like if you watch more English movies, English songs, and like different thing on English. So then, like if you are good in listening, so you will become then you will become fluent in English. Otherwise, there is no option. And I do like some in a day. I used to like in a day I used to watch 2 hour or 1 hour listening
Mm-hmm.
on a YouTube, and after that, like when I do complete that thing, so again I come here and I do a practice on it, like what did I watch
Mm-hmm.
and what was did in that thing, like in a singing, like
Mm-hmm.
in a song, in a movie, in a drama, like in these all of
So
things.
let me ask you a question, Tom. If you have to go to the top of a mountain. Okay, you have to hike up a mountain, and it's a dangerous mountain. Okay, and there you have two choices. You could do choice A, and choice A would be to go up the mountain with just a map. That's all you have, is just the map. Okay, or choice B is you could watch a bunch of videos first. You could talk to a few friends and maybe even a teacher, somebody as a guide who's also gone to the mountain many times, right? And you could watch a video about it. You could read about it. You could maybe find an app online about it, right? So, who's going to be more successful when they go up the mountain? The person who only has the map or the person who used everything to research?
I think that one person would be like that one person who research about it. That how do
Right.
I claim?
So, the reason I say this is because people ask me all the time, what's the best way to learn English? And they want me to say one thing. They want me to say watching YouTube videos or movies or TV shows or use this book or whatever. They want me to say one way. But that's a big mistake because the best way to learn something is not one way. The best way to learn something is every possible way that you can learn something. Why would you want to limit the way you learn? Right? So when I learn English or Chinese or any other language, I want books and videos and apps and teachers and tutors and live streams and podcasts and friends and family and anything I can find that's useful for me to help me learn. I want them. So you're making a big mistake when you say videos are the best way because that's not the best way. That's only one way. It can't be the best way if it's only one way.
Yeah, I
Understand?
got it.
Okay?
Yeah, of course. I understood. Of
So,
course, I
Tom,
get it.
so when I teach here, I teach people that there are eight different areas of language that you must create a plan for. A study plan, a lifestyle learning plan. And those 8 areas are reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, most important, grammar,
Mhm.
vocabulary, and pronunciation. So you need a plan for each one of those things. How am I going to practice my reading? Oh, I can do this and this and this. How am I going to practice my writing? Oh, I can use ChatGPT and I can write with this app and I can use this book. How am I going to improve my speaking? Well, I can practice speaking, dialogues with ChatGPT every day, and I can practice speaking with my friend on HelloTalk every day, and I can practice speaking with the English guy who runs the burger restaurant in my city every day. How am I going to practice my thinking? I'm going to practice thinking by thinking in the shower and thinking when I go to the market and thinking when I make breakfast. How am I going to practice my grammar? Well, I have a great grammar book and a grammar website. You need a plan for every one of those things. And if you have a plan for all of those things, and you have as many tools as you can find to study and learn, you will be successful. Okay?
Of course, I got it. The thing is that, like, to be honest with you, I just do only listening and practice, like these two things. Without, like, except these two things, like, sometime I do. Like,
Okay.
rarely I do reading,
So
like,
let me
in a
ask you a
month.
question. Is do you think life would be easier if you only had your hands and no feet?
No,
Right.
it is too difficult.
So why would you want to ignore reading, writing, listening, speaking? That's like ignoring your feet. Right? Those are important things. Those are very important things. So just like you need your hands and your feet, your arms and your legs, you can live. There are people who don't have hands and feet and they do live. But life is easier if you have them, right? So the same thing is
Of
true
course.
with studying. Why would you want to only study reading and only study writing or only study speaking? If you ignore those other ones, it's kind of like ignoring important limbs on your body. Okay? And guess what? If you study writing, your writing will help your speaking. If you study speaking, your speaking will help your listening. If you study listening, your listening will help your reading. They all help each other. So,
Oh,
if you don't practice one, you're just missing an opportunity. That's all. Okay?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, indeed, like they all of combiners mean they like if you don't do one thing, so definitely like you won't learn something.
Yeah, that's right. So you have to make a plan and you have to take it seriously and again, if you tell me you want to do something well, then do it well. Don't do it just a little bit, right? You're saying so many people they come to me and say, "I want to have really good English." But then they say, "But I only do this and this." That doesn't work. You can't say I want it to be really good but only do just a little. No, if you want it to be really good, you have to do a lot.
Yeah, of course. It need hard work, like it need a
That's
lot
right.
of work.
That's right.
We can't do from a
That's
big
right.
thing, like we
Hmm.
have to start, of course. Even like from few days I'm planning. I have been planning from there thing like from where like you and I have been searching on YouTube on ChatGPT. I have also ChatGPT. I ask from them like which way is the best way to enhance your fluency. Like ChatGPT is giving me different answer. When I go to YouTube, it is giving like they are giving me different, like they are totally different from ChatGPT.
Hmm.
So they're like, I sometimes I misunderstood. So what should I do? Like today again, while I was taking my class in academy, so like when our class finished or completed, so I have gone to my teacher and I stood up with him near to him and I asked her like I have a question about fluency and he also told me same thing as people are saying, like as people are used to see.
Yeah. Well, my answers are not usually like the same answers that everybody has. But that's because I don't. I learned language myself, and I understand the process of learning from a self learning point of view. So, as a teacher, I try to explain things in a different way. I don't use the methods that the books have, that they've been using for years and years and years, because, quite frankly, those methods haven't worked very well. We've been using those same methods for decades, but really, they're not very successful. It's language learning is one area of learning that definitely could use an update. Every kind of learning, just like a computer needs an update, you know, learning needs an update too. The way you learn needs to be updated, right? So um, the methods that I use are the methods that work for me. Everybody has an opinion. Whichever answer works for you is the right answer. Okay, now, my methods may work for you or may not. If they don't, okay, that's fine. I don't claim to be God. So, God has the answers that work for everyone. But
Of course.
every other human, whatever answer they have is the opinion they have about what they think works best. And that answer works well for many people or some people, but not for all people. It never will be, right? So there are some methods that maybe somebody suggested to you, and maybe those methods are very good for some people. For some people,
Yeah.
those will be the perfect methods, but for other people, you have to find another method. Okay, and this is one of the important things about learning is sometimes we think that learning has only one door, but no, there are hundreds of doors. You just have to choose the ones that work for you. Okay?
Mm, yeah. I understood. I got it.
Okay, so
What you mean?
Tom, I hope that helps you a little bit. I need to let you go so I can answer some more questions from more people, but it was a pleasure to talk to you. And by the way, your English is good. And it's important that you know that because confidence is a very important part of language. If you don't
Mm,
believe that you're good, then you won't be good. So, as a
so
teacher, I'm telling you that you sound good to me. So, you just need to keep working on it and keep practicing and remember the things I said. And if it works for you, great. Keep doing it. Okay?
Yeah, inshallah. By the way, like, what do you think? Like, which one level I have, Mohammed?
I would say that you're probably around. I think you're probably around a B2 level, B2 maybe early C1. You know, somewhere in there. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
So,
Tom. So just keep working on it, and I will see you next time. Okay.
inshallah, inshallah, if Allah wants, we will meet again. Thank you so much
Take care, my
for
friend.
inviting.
Okay,
Bye
let me
bye.
get to some comments and questions here, and then I'll talk to somebody else. Wait a minute. Please be patient, everybody. Remember, guys, there is a basic rule of decency when we're dealing with people. If I have someone on stage and I am talking to that person on stage, no, I am not reading your comments when I am talking to someone. Do you know why? Because that's rude. If I'm teaching you, don't you want me to give my attention to you? Right? So, if I have someone on stage and I am teaching them, you can write your comments and you can write your questions, but you must wait and be patient so that I can finish with whoever I'm helping, and then I will go back and read things. Okay? That's just basic human decency, and you know this. You would not interrupt me if I were speaking to a person in real life, so don't interrupt me when I'm speaking to a person on the screen. Okay? Okay. Uh, Let me go back and just check a couple comments here. Let's see. I did not have a live stream yesterday. Yesterday, we had some really terrible storms. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday. That night, we had some really terrible storms that day. And we had two very, very big trees in my yard fell down and caused a lot of damage. Not to our house. Our house is fine and everything, but the trees fell down and it was a big mess. We lost our power. We lost our internet for the day. So I did not have a live stream yesterday. Okay? But I'm back now and everything's fine. Okay? All right. Let's see. You want to ask me something about reading and speaking. Okay. Muhammad, did you raise your hand? Let's see. Aries says, I'm not as good as when I first started learning English. In the span of 5 months, I haven't spoken English again, causing me to stutter when I want to talk. Okay. Aries, so now you've learned your lesson. Language is like learning a musical instrument. Learning a musical instrument requires consistent practice. If you're learning the piano and you learn for 5 months and then you quit for 3 months, when you go back to it, you're going to be bad again because you didn't keep consistent practice. So, yes, you need to have consistent practice. You can't quit for 5 months. You cannot quit for 5 months. You just can't. So that means you have to be creative and find ways to keep consistent practice. Okay? Can I help you out with the RLA? Well, reasoning through language arts. Interesting. I'm actually not familiar with this one. It's also known as the Language Arts GED test. It's a standardized test that evaluates a person's reading and writing skills, including grammar and language mechanics. Okay, well, I'm not familiar with this one. Let me check something. So the RLA test is different than the IELTS test or the TOEFL test. The IELTS and TOEFL tests are standardized tests that are used to see how good your English proficiency is for academic, professional, immigration purposes. But the RLA is just a basic English proficiency assessment test with distinct purposes, I guess, for high school graduation. So, unfortunately, Galina, I'm not very familiar with this test, so I'm not very comfortable giving you a lot of advice about it. You can't ask for advice from someone who doesn't know about something, right? So, I don't know which words you need to remember for this specific test. I can't tell you that. I'm sorry. I think that what you could do is ask this question to ChatGPT. Okay, ask ChatGPT, what should I do to prepare for the RLA test? Can you help me? Okay? You dreamed you took a girl on a date, Diego says. The girl was from South Africa, so you were speaking English. Wow, that's cool. Well, good for you, Diego. That's cool. It's a good sign when you start dreaming in another language. Okay? Yes, a reminder, I am not God. It's like if we were talking with someone, we're on the phone not paying attention. Right, exactly, right. Can you talk with me in voice only? You can, Marshmallow, but I prefer to see a person, okay? Because it's better for connection, all right? So here's what I tell everybody. If your reason for turning the camera off is cultural, like you're from the Middle East and that's not something that they are comfortable with, okay, fine. Then you don't need to turn on your camera. But if you don't want to turn on your camera just because you're shy, then turn on your camera. Because guess what? It's time to grow up. You're trying to learn a language. Learning a language is about talking to people. Talking to people means you must see them sometimes. So, if the reason you want to turn off your camera is shyness, no. No. Sorry. But if the reason you have to turn off your camera is because you're not dressed because it's late at night there or something, or you're embarrassed by how messy things are or something like that, maybe I can accept that. Okay? All right. You want to go for a sales remote job in the U.S., especially in the tech industry. How should you improve your English? Well, you do have to have a pretty high level of English for jobs like that. However, Marshmallow, I do have some bad news for you. I have some bad news for anybody who's looking to try to do work in the call center industry. If you are hoping to speak English and get a call center job or something like that, unfortunately, I think those jobs are going to be gone very, very soon because of AI. Because very soon, AI will be able to speak to you in a very natural way and have a perfect accent and understand everything pretty clearly. So, I would tell you that that's not a great industry to try to count on right now. I would say you need to be more versatile and try to look around and see what else can you do also. All right? Because many sales jobs on the phone are not going to be on the phone. They're not going to be humans anymore. Okay? All right. Let's talk to Marshmallow and see what they have to say. Hello,
Hello
Marshmallow.
there.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
How are you,
I'm
Mark?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. I had some question. Recently, you said that yeah, AI is going to be replaced. Sorry, the sales call center job is going to be replaced by AI.
A lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of them, yes. But but if I like uh, there is when you have to make a deal, make a business deal
Mm-hmm. Okay.
that
Yeah.
will
Yeah, but you'll be surprised because AI is going to be doing that soon too. But But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you are from another country and you're learning English and you want to do sales or some kind of an online phone job, what I would tell you is that you do need a higher level of English. And two things are important. One would be your grammar, and two would be your pronunciation. Okay? And the reason why is because everyone in America has had an experience where we have to call somewhere for help, right? Sometimes we have to call somewhere for help. And everybody in America has had one call with someone from another country where we can't understand them. We want to understand them, but their accent is too strong and it's really hard for us to understand them. Now, I have a lot of experience listening to people from around the world with many accents, so I can understand almost everyone. But my father, for example, he doesn't have that much experience talking with people from many different countries with many different accents. And he's older, his hearing is not so good. So if you have to talk to him, his hearing is not good, and if you have bad grammar and a bad accent, he's going to be very frustrated. Okay? So that's why that's the standard for getting this kind of a job is you don't need just basic English, you need really good English. Okay?
is it possible to improve this, improve my accent and really good at it like a native speaker? If I want to improve.
Yeah, of course, it's possible. Yeah. It will require a really good plan, and you'll have to focus on it. And I will tell you this: where are you from? Are you from Bangladesh? Okay, yeah. So
Yes.
the Bangladeshi accent is kind of like the Indian accent. It's got a smaller mouth when you speak, and one of the things that you need to understand is my English is very clear because I move my mouth a lot. Yeah, do you see how big my mouth is when I speak? That's why it's so clear. Because it's a big, clear mouth. So I would suggest try practicing a lot of tongue twisters. Do you know what tongue twisters are? Tongue twisters like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Or she sells seashells down by the seashore. She sells seashells down by the seashore. You have to practice these and practice them with a big open mouth and move your mouth so much. I want your mouth muscles to be tired. If your mouth muscles feel tired, you're doing it right. Okay? Because many languages, the mouth muscles, the movements are very small. So you are not used to moving your mouth very much. Okay? Some of my Chinese students, this is what they say, is they say that when they speak English a lot, their mouth hurts. That's true because Chinese is a very small mouth language. When they speak Chinese, most of the time their mouth is very small. But if they speak good English for a while, now their mouth is really big and your muscles get tired, right? So English is a big mouth language, and you need to focus on practicing with the big mouth with the vowels, the vowel sounds. A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, right? And then work on those tongue twisters, and then work on your grammar as much as you can. Because again, the better your grammar is, the more likely you'll be hired. Oh, unfortunately, I guess we lost him. Maybe the time limit. Well, anyway, there you go. Let's see. What do we have here? Who's next? Let's see. You hear crickets chirping in my yard. Maybe it was his yard. I don't hear any crickets. I've been fine, you say. How are you? Okay, let's see. Let's talk to Just, and then we'll talk to Leonard. Just, do you want to come talk to me? Let me check on my YouTube people over here. Anybody? Just one. Okay. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
And you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. And you are in China in what city?
Yes, I'm from China.
What city? Are you in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Suzhou, Guangzhou?
I'm in Henan
Henan.
province.
Okay, in Henan. All right. Okay, and what can I do for you today? Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I have a question
Okay.
to ask you. My question is how to practice to understand the English news on TV.
Okay. Well.
I wanted to watch English news from USA.
Okay. So there are a couple of things you can do.
But I can't understand the English news from USA or from UK.
Okay, so this is a website you can check out. This is a website. It's called News in Slow English. News in Slow English podcast. Okay, now this is a news site, just like any other news, but on this site, they only speak slowly. They always speak slowly. So, first, I want you to go there first. Okay? That's the first thing. You can go to this website and you can try it and see if you can understand that. Then, the next thing you can do is you can try to watch the news, but watch it after, right? So you can watch it on YouTube or something that they recorded. And then on YouTube, you can click a button to slow it down. Okay, so you can slow down the speaking on YouTube. All right, and then it's easier to understand if you slow it down. Okay, you can't understand the news right now because it's too fast for your ears. Okay, but if you practice on this site, or you practice on YouTube with the speed, slow the speed down, then your ears will learn. Your ears will get faster. Okay? And then you can understand more.
Yeah.
Okay? But first I would try that website, News in Slow English Podcast. And it's a great podcast. Let me show, I'm going to share my screen so everybody can see it. I'll just show it to you very quickly. Here it is right here. Look, News in Slow English. Okay? And look, here's and this is an episode of news, right? And they talk about something.
It's
right? Yes?
it's your podcast.
It's not mine.
Is
No.
it your
It's not mine. No, it's not mine, but it's a very famous website for slow English news. Okay? So, you can listen here. Sounds funny, but anyway.
This concludes the free portion of our program. For the complete audio of today's program,
So, they speak slower. Okay? And look, they have many, many, many that you can go listen to. All right? So,
I
that's
have
one.
another question.
Okay?
嗯嗯嗯嗯
想一想. Take your time. 慢慢做.
or spend a lot a lot of time to vocabulary need or not need.
我觉得你需要。
不是，我就是想，就是我需不需要，我想要看懂就是英语新闻的话，美国的英语新闻的话，我需不需要花费大量的时间在英语单词上？
我觉得你需要，因为如果你说中文，如果他们要告诉这个东西就是很大的，很多人每个人他们说大的，每个人用大的。可是在美国，如果我们说这是 very big, we can say it's very big, it's gigantic, it's huge, it's enormous. 我们有很多那个那个词，所以我觉得你需要学一些。You need to learn more, okay? So what I would say is, it is important. You need vocabulary.
如果我要听懂英语新闻的话，我就需要花大量的时间在单词上，是吗？
Well, let me ask you this. 现在我需要用英文，因为他们听不懂我说什么，所以我用英文。所以
Yes.
Okay. How are you learning vocabulary now? Right now, how do you learn vocabulary? 现在你做什么？如果你要学新的字，你做什么？
没有，只是兴趣，或者是了解一些知识，了解世界，了解新闻。
Okay, all right.
没有特殊的用途。
Okay, 所以我觉得每天你需要用一个计划，学的计划 ，learning plan. Okay, so
I learn English usually YouTube. I understand the simple story or podcast. But English news,
let me give you I'm going to give you another good website. Here's another good website. There's a good website called GamesToLearnEnglish.com. Go to GamesToLearnEnglish.com. Let me show you this one. Look at this website. This is a great website. It's free. This is free. And yes, you can use it in China. Okay? This is a good website for children or adults. Okay? 都可以用. vocabulary right here. Vocabulary. 我觉得这个你需要. Okay, look, review. We have animals, food, clothes, jobs, sports, personal, transport, home, computer, nature. Now let's look at home. Home has many words. We have bed, computer, air conditioner, mirror, bin, chair, and look, 你可以听
share, share, share.
Okay? So, and you can play a game, right? Watch. We can play a game where we say, okay, play.
Cake,
Cake. Which one is cake?
These are-
1, 2, or 3? 2.
This is about words.
This is about vocabulary. You're learning vocabulary. Okay? So, what is a burrito? 这个 Okay?
croissant,
Croissant. 这是法国的面包。这个
walnut,
Okay? Walnut. 这个就是这个东西。
What's
ginger,
name of this app?
Games to learn English.com. Look. Right here.
Mm,
Games
Can you-
to
can
learn
you-
English.com. Okay, yes, I'm going to put it in the chat. Here it is here. It's right there, okay?
Oh.
And look how many games. They have games for vocabulary, games for past tense, for body parts. They have games for prepositions and adjectives and adverbs, and for family, and for phrasal verbs, and for comparing words, and simple present, and food, present perfect tense, months, time, vocabulary, all kinds of things, right? Look, all of these are free games. Okay, all of these are free games. Okay, and
Why?
I have many Chinese students, and all of them use this in China. 所以我觉得都可以用。我觉得这个就是没关系啊，你可以用。Okay，我觉得你不需要用 VPN. You should not need a VPN to use this website. All of my Chinese students use it, and
I have I have VPN.
OK， 可是我觉得你不需要，我觉得你不需要。哦，LeBron says needed， 真的吗？哦，奇怪。OK， 一些人他们说你需要用 VPN， 一些人我觉得他们不需要。OK， so
Because I usually watching YouTube, so need a VPN.
Okay. All right. So, right. So maybe you need one. But most of my students use this, and nobody told me they needed a VPN, so I don't know why. But it's a good website. It's free, and it's really a good place where you can practice a lot of English. Okay? Right now, you are around the beginner level. Okay? You're maybe around B1, okay? A2, B1. So you need a lot of time on a website like this. This website is very good for anybody between A1 and B2. If you're between A1 and B2 English, this website is very good for you. Okay? It's not on the App Store.
I have
No.
another
It's
question.
Grace, it's not an app. It's just a website. It's a website, not an app. Okay, so just go to games2learnenglish.com, and it's a website. Okay? All right, and what's your other question?
Why do you advise me use this website? What difference another website?
Because this one is easy and fun and free. It's very, very good. Yeah, all of my students
It's very
use
good,
this
very
site.
good.
Yeah, it's a very, very good website. It's easy, free, and fun. There are many websites for learning English, okay? And you can try other ones, but I use this one often with my students, okay? I use this one often with my students. So I think
Ye-
this one is very good.
in pastime, I usually watching English story or podcast on YouTube, but a lot of time, but but not improve through also also a lot of time, but I still don't understand the English news.
English news is
I
difficult.
feel like
English news
I
is
feel
very
like,
difficult.
I feel like 进步很小很小，就是感觉在 YouTube 上也看了好多英语的内容，简单的故事和 Podcast 都能听懂，但是英语新闻感觉就是很难听懂，只能听懂一点点，就
Okay.
大部分都听不懂，就是没法继续下去，不能继续下去。就比如说你看一个英语，就是大概了解一下，也很难听懂。
现在我觉得这是太高的山。It's
Yes,
too
yes.
big of a mountain. Go to a smaller mountain. Okay? So try something easier. Like BBC is maybe too hard. CNN is too hard. But that news,
Yes.
the news
I
in
like
slow
watching
English is easier.
news
Okay?
on BBC, CNN or Fox.
So, then try. Okay? 每天你需要试试看，熟能生巧。Okay? All right? Practice makes perfect. You'll get there. You'll get there. Okay? But 我觉得你需要用你的英文的脑。现在我觉得如果你说英文，现在你想中文，不行。如果你说英文，你需要想英文。
Think in English.
对啊，对，Yeah。所以如果我说中文，我也需要想中文。
Yes.
Okay? It has to match. Okay? You have to have them together, right? So if you speak English, think in English. If you speak Chinese, think in Chinese. If you speak French, think in French.
Yes.
Okay? And it's
but
very difficult. In the beginning, it's very hard. But
Yes.
every day, a little bit, every day. So, 每天你可以看你的房间，你可以看，你说这个中文怎么？不是，这个英文怎么说？这个英文怎么说？这个英文怎么说？我不知道。You know, so just look every day. Look around and say, how do I say that in English? How do I say that in English? How do I say that in English? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just, I need to let you go because I need to talk to some more people. But if you can practice
好的。
every day, you'll be good. Okay? 每天你
好的，
需要
好的，谢谢。
想 Okay? 想英文 Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay?
我觉得
你可以啊。
你很了解Chinese students for learning English.
加油，你也可以
Thank you,
加
thank
油 Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Take care. I'll see you next time.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Just? Bye-bye, my
Thank
friend.
you. Thank you from your advice.
You're welcome. I'll see you next time. Okay? Bye-bye.
好，拜拜。
Okay, let's see. Next was Leonard.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, Leonard. How are you?
Fine, great.
Good. And you're also in China. What city? What city are you in?
山东 province 日照。
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And what can I do for you today?
At first, I'm so shy. Can have no enough courage in connected you. but that big brother give me the
Good.
confidence.
Good.
I'm so have so many self confidence now.
That's good. You know, many people are afraid to speak. When you're speaking a new language, you're afraid to speak. But that's not normal. It's not rational. If you are afraid of a lion, that's okay. If you're afraid of a bear, that's okay. If you're afraid of a shark, that's okay. But if you're afraid of words, you're afraid of speaking, 这是奇怪. It's just speaking. It's just speaking. Don't be afraid. It's not a lion. It's not a tiger. It's not a bear. It's not a shark. It's just talking, right? So relax. 放松. Okay.
I have learned English about I'm 37 years at my teenager from junior high school to university learn about 10 years. Then I worked another 10 years. Another 10 years I haven't learned English, but 1 year ago I learned English again, relearn again. But this 1 year I focus the writing English, reading English, but very little oral English. You get me?
Yeah, 我知道，我听得懂。But why? Why not? Why not more oral?
Because our city is a small city. There are
No opportunity.
little foreign friends in around. Yeah. I buy many books. One day, Sophie's World. I like football.
Okay.
So
okay. All right. Okay.
But I find it's difficult to write to reading this novel.
Yeah.
This novel.
我觉得这是一点太难的。Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But let me ask you a question.现在
But this
等一下，现在我住在美国，可是每天我可以练习中文。好，我做什么？ How can I do that? If I live in America, then how can I practice Chinese? You said, I live in China. In my city, there's no opportunity to practice practice English. That's what you said. But I live in another city in America. There's no practice for Chinese here. So how do I practice Chinese? 每天我练习中文，所以我 how can I do that?
your Chinese is good.
这是想的。Okay, just like I told the other guy, right? I told him the same thing. If you want to practice a language and you want to feel comfortable, then you must learn how to think in that language. And you must use your English mind. That's the most important part of a comfortable language, is comfortable mind. So every day when you wake up, when you make breakfast, don't think in Chinese. Think in English when you make breakfast. When you watch TV, don't think in Chinese. Think in English, even if it's just a little bit. So, 如果我看电视，如果我觉得我喜欢他，因为我觉得这是他很好笑的，我喜欢他，因为他很漂亮，right? I watch TV and I just think in Chinese when I watch TV. Okay, so if I watch a movie, if I go to the store, okay, 这是太贵了，为什么这是非常贵? Right? I think in Chinese. I just think about everything in Chinese. So you do the same. But when you go to the market, think in English. Don't think 这是非常贵. Think that's too expensive. Don't think 这是卖完了. Think it's sold out. Okay? You have to use your English mind to have strong English. Okay, just like I have to use my Chinese mind. And I don't practice Chinese speaking very often because I don't have the opportunity. But if I go do my garden, I work in my garden, I think in Chinese. If I go to the store, I think in Chinese. If I watch TV, I think in Chinese. So every day I practice because I think. Okay?
Get it.
So you can also do that. And then somebody said, but the problem is the formation of sentences, grammar, right? Grammar. Everybody worries about grammar. But what if my grammar is not right? Grammar is not language. Grammar is not the same thing as language. Grammar will come later. Yeah?
This is my writing grammar.
Okay, good. Yeah. So grammar is important, but when you ride a bike, do you read a book about riding a bike? No. You just get on the bike and you try, right? And when you're on the bike, should you read about the bike and how to? No. You're riding.
No,
You can't read while you're riding, right? Same thing with language. You can study about grammar, but then when you speak, you shouldn't be thinking about it. You should just use it. And if it's a little wrong, that's okay. Just like when you ride a bike in the beginning, when you ride a bike in the first, it's kind of, it's a little wobbly like this, right? But then you ride again every day, and then it's smooth, right? And now you're comfortable, right? So the same thing with grammar. If you think about grammar too much, it's like riding a bike and reading a book about riding a bike. You can't do both. You shouldn't do both. Okay? 你好,
Okay,
你好, hello. Hello.
This is my daughter.
I see. 太害羞.
Very shy.
Oh, that's good. No, but she was listening. That was good. She was trying to listen. That was good.
Yes. I want to learn with her.
Good, because guess what? The best way to learn something is to teach something.
Yes.
So
yes, you are right.
teach her, and then when you teach her, you're practicing and you're learning, right? So.
Right. You are right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I have another question.
Okay.
My reading words. I think about more than 60 hundreds. But I can't get somebody's oral English. I think the oral English 我掌握的 about 2000. The problem.
Well, no. That's not the problem. The problem is this. When you practice listening, you can't just listen to anyone. You have to listen to someone good. So right now, when you listen to me, can you understand me well?
Yes.
Okay,
About the 90%.
Okay, 90% is very good. Okay, so you need to find someone who speaks well and then listen to them. Because sometimes maybe you just go on YouTube and on YouTube you're just listening to anyone. And maybe they have an accent. Maybe their English is not very good. Maybe their grammar is bad. Maybe they are using a lot of slang. This is not good for you for learning. Okay? You need to find someone who speaks very well and then shadow them. Okay? Don't remember that whoever you're looking at, that's what you're going to be like. So if you're looking at someone who's not speaking well, you're not going to speak well if you follow them. So, do you want to follow someone good or follow someone? Yeah, you want to follow someone good, right? Yeah. So, now I understand that everybody wants to understand everyone, right? You want to understand everybody, but you can't. Not now. Okay? Just like me, my Chinese. I can understand many people, but not everyone. Some people, maybe when they speak too fast, or they use too many words I don't know, or they have an accent. You know, maybe sometimes if I hear someone from the north in Chinese, when they speak the strong Beijing accent, right? And sometimes it's harder for my ears. I learned Chinese in Taiwan, so my ear, that's different accent, right? It's a very different accent. So who you listen to, sometimes you have to think, is this person too hard for me right now? Right now. Maybe later you can listen to that person because your English will improve. But right now, in the beginning, you should choose people who have a great voice, who speak very well. You should choose people who are careful with their language. But
Yes,
most
you are the
most people on YouTube are not careful with their language. When they speak, they're not really thinking about their words. They're not really careful. Find someone who seems like they're careful with their words. Follow them. Okay?
Yes. Okay. Although I have no VPN, but I listen on Bilibili. You know?
Okay, yeah, I do know. And very soon I will also be on Bilibili, so you can listen to me there too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Get the video from YouTube. I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Is I'm going to be moving some of my videos from YouTube onto Bilibili and Xiaohongshu and Douyin.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Give the chance, give the opportunity to others.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome, and it was nice to meet you and your daughter too. And tell her 加油。我觉得她
谢谢。
也要学英文，我觉得她也喜欢英文，所以我觉得你可以教她。Okay?
是的 I must get
是啊
her follow me.
对啊，对。Okay, all right, 我加油。I'll see you next time, okay?
谢谢。
All right.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
拜拜，谢谢。
All right. What's Bilibili? Bilibili is a Chinese social media. It's like their Facebook or something. Okay? All right, let me check some comments and then I'll see who else I can talk to. Hello, Gunter. How are you, my friend? Please be patient. Just give me a few minutes here. Thank you, Lucy. Learning grammar is very tedious, I agree. Yes, BB, I am a drummer. Okay. Learning by doing, that's right. Teaching is learning by doing, that's right. Let's see. Syed said, let's see. Hello? You have one question. When you speak with people, you are stressed out. How can you finish this? You know a lot of English, but... well... Syed, what I would tell you is that if you want to go through a tunnel, then what do you do, Syed? Syed, are you still there? If you want to go through a tunnel, then what do? You go through it. Now, when you go through it, it's scary. It's dark. Right? You don't know what's there. You're afraid. But there's a light at the end of that tunnel. If you keep going, you'll find the light and it will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when you get to the end, you'll feel better. Okay? So, the question, when you said, where was your comment? Let me see here. You get stressed about speaking to people in English. Okay, well, everybody is stressed about going through the tunnel the first time. But after you go through it the first time, then after that it's not so bad. Same thing with speaking. It's like going through a tunnel. The more you speak to people, the more comfortable you'll feel. Just like when you go through a tunnel, now you feel comfortable. Okay? Thank you for sharing my YouTube channel. I appreciate that. Hello, Sarika. How do we learn professionally? In which areas should you improve? So, hi, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Teacher Mark. I have been on Hello Talk for more than 11 years, almost 12 years. I am one of the top recommended live streamers on Hello Talk. I have about 82,000 followers here. They follow me because I teach English in a way that you've never seen before or haven't heard about before. Okay? Why do I know that's true? Because my way to teach is my way, not anyone else's. So the ideas that you'll hear from me are unique and they're mine. If you watch me and you go to my YouTube and follow me, you will learn how to learn professionally. Okay, I have a system. I answer questions from 82,000 people. So I answer questions about everything that you can possibly imagine about English. Okay? If you follow me, go to my YouTube channel, watch some of my YouTube videos, you will learn how to learn professionally. Okay? Is Russian a little mouth language? That's a good... Let me think about that for just a moment. Not really, no. There are many vowels in Russian that I think are big, booming vowels. Like Russian, I think sometimes sounds better or sounds more authentic when the chest cavity is deeper, more open, right? And there are some sounds, right? Like da, that's big. That's, to say yes, that's big, right? Now, niet, that's small. But like I said, I think the Russian language, I only know a little Russian, but I can say that I think that there are vowel sounds in Russian that are pretty big, that are significant. So I would not call Russian particularly a small mouth language. Okay? You're always nervous, so it's hard to start a conversation. Well, the more you do it, the less nervous you'll be. So what should you do? Do it more. Thank you for the gifts, everyone. I'm fine. Hello, Islam. How are you? Thank you very much. Can I tell you about my way of teaching? Again, if you watch me regularly, you'll learn my way of teaching. Okay, I'm writing a book about it right now. Okay, and I'm making a video course about it too. Or I should say I want to, because I haven't really done much, but I need to do more. Now, my question though is, when you say, can you teach us about your way of teaching, do you mean, can I teach you about my way of learning English? Or do you mean, can I teach you about my way of teaching English? Because they're different. My advice for a teacher is different than my advice for a student. I do give advice to teachers here all the time. I don't know why they seem to ask me questions, but they do. My YouTube channel name is go to @AFIEC English. Go here and you will find me, okay? Sorry. And again, be patient. I'm trying to read the comments. I'm almost finished, and then I'll get somebody else on the stage. Let's see. Is German complicated to learn? It's a little tricky, I think. Yeah, I did study German for a few years, and I love German. I think it's a pretty cool language, but it is a little tricky. You're struggling to remember sentences, Mr. KR. When you need to tell me more. I don't understand what you mean when you say you're struggling to remember sentences. Can you tell me more? Jan wants me to teach you how to pronounce wrong, really, and rain. Words with the letter R. Okay, Jan, this is actually not as difficult as you think. Okay? The American English sound of R or ER, right? That sound is actually, it's very common in American English. But that sound is actually not that common in most other languages. So the R sound is one of the things most people who are learning English struggle with, especially the American R. Okay? But for Chinese people, the number 2 in Chinese is very close to the same sound as the American R sound. So how do you say the number 2? Right? E-R. R. Now, listen to that. R. Now the word car. Car and R are almost the same. Okay? So you're thinking a little too much about the R sound. If you're Chinese, it's not that hard. It's almost like the same sound as the number 2. But here's the trick. If you're working on your accent, if you're working on your pronunciation, if there is a sound that you cannot do well, then this is the trick you need to do. What you need to do is practice that word, and when you say that sound, I want you to stretch it and make that sound longer. So for example, if you're practicing the TH sound, okay, well no, we're talking about the R sound. We'll start with the R sound. So you're practicing the R sound. So when you say the word car, don't say car, say car. Pull the word and practice that sound longer. The more time you give your mouth to say that sound, the more comfortable your mouth will become. But if your sounds are very quick, then your brain and your mouth don't have time to learn the proper sound. So if you make the sound longer, you will learn it. So practice the TH sound, for example. You can practice the words this, that, these, those, or the V sound. Very, very. Okay? Whatever sound you're working on, pull it. Pull it and make it longer. Okay? But again, the Chinese sound for R, wrong. R, wrong. So really, it's just R, and ong, wrong. 我觉得这个你可以啊。Really, real. And now look at my mouth, Yan. When you say really, e. Let me ask you a question, Yan. Yan, if I take your picture, Yan, what word do we say when I take your picture in English? What's the word we say when you take a picture? What do you say when you take a picture? You say cheese. That's right. Now, why do we say the word cheese? Because the word cheese has the long E. And the long E means when you make a long E, your mouth has to be wide. Right? Cheese. That's why. And what do they say in Chinese? 茄子. Same thing, right? Because it's wide. 茄子, right? So, the letter E. when you say the E sound, you have to smile a little bit, right? So when you say really, smile a little bit, okay? And then the last one you said was rain. And this one is tricky for many Chinese people have trouble with the long A sound. It's big. You have to make a big mouth. Rain. Okay? Many Chinese people, when they say this word or the long A sound, their mouth is too small. And so when they say it, it comes out more like an E, like ren, r, not A. Okay? It should be A. All right. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Please be patient. Oh, you keep mimicking people's accents depending on the person you're talking to. How do you stop that? I don't know that you need to stop that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's good. It's good to hear different accents and then understand what they sound like. I think that's not a bad thing necessarily. Okay? Your teacher says to remember sentences. Okay, well, then it's very easy. If you want to remember them, you have to use them more. If you only use them once every day, then of course you don't remember them. If you use them 200 times a day, you will remember them. So, you aren't practicing enough. It's very simple. Do I think it's worth it to learn German, or will it screw up your English? I don't think it'll screw up your English. I think that it might be difficult only because you're learning two languages at the same time. But I don't think there's any problem with that. You want me to say something in German? Okay. Guten Tag, wie geht's? Was machst du? I just said, hello, how are you, what are you doing? In German. Is it more important to understand English news and learn new words or to practice listening? It's both are important. Both. Okay? 都需要. Okay, and do I say financial report or financial statement for information about the profit or loss of a business? Both, occasionally. Financial statement is usually what we use when we're talking about our personal bank statements, right? But I think either word could be used. A financial report could be about a business, profit loss, or it could be a financial statement, could also have the same information. Okay, so I think that's whatever you prefer. All right? You struggle with the word world. Yeah, that one's hard. Practice it more slowly. World. Really, if you practice that word slowly every day, you'll be fine. You'll get it. Okay? Let's see. You're curious about old Native American English like Sioux Cherokee. Is their accent difficult to understand? Well, when they speak English, no. When they speak English, I think most people understand Native Americans very well. But, I don't understand their language. However, there are many, many words in English and words like places here that are named from Indian words, right? So many words. My state is called Ohio. Ohio is an Indian word that means great river. Okay, the word Chicago City is an Indian word that means land of onions. Okay, so there are many, many words here that we use in English, or places here that come from Native American languages. Coco wants me to teach you how to say garage and pleasure. Garage. Coco, in Chinese, it's almost the same sound as like j, zhong, zhong, j. So slow it down. Watch. Zhong, garage. Garage. 差不多. Okay? So, zhong, pleasure. Okay? Can I teach you English? 我可以。你可以给我钱吗？如果你可以给我钱，我可以教你。Okay, let's see. You want to improve your vocabulary to advanced. What's the best way? Follow me and I'll show you. But it's going to take time. Okay? Follow me. I do many advanced vocabulary streams. Okay? About once a week I do a vocabulary stream for advanced words. All right. Good Lord. It's so hard to answer all these questions, everybody. How many languages do I know? I know only English and Chinese, but I know a little bit about many languages. All right, so I know a little bit about Latin, German, Italian, Spanish, French, Arabic, Slovak, Chinese, Japanese. Well, Chinese I know a lot more. Japanese, Russian, Portuguese. I don't know. I know a little bit, just a little, probably about 12 or 13 languages. Okay? Not enough to speak fluently or anything, but I know a little bit. Okay? Hello, Liz. Yes, Great River. Can I explain more about born? Is born a past tense word? Yeah, I saw this question earlier. Let me find something for you. So born is the past tense of to give birth, right? So I'm giving birth is the present tense. He was born. That's past tense. Okay? However, it's kind of in nearly every situation that you're ever going to need, you're going to say, I was born. Okay, it's going to be a past tense. Could you say I am born? Yes, because you can also say I'm reborn. So if you can say reborn, then you can say I am born, which would be a present tense version of it. But it's such a rare thing to describe. Why would you describe I am born? Nobody describes that. So it's a past tense form of birth. Okay? Your daughter is in the 6th grade. She knows English well, but she's having difficulties having conversations. Please give some suggestions. Sarah, she's in the 6th grade. My suggestion is relax. Not for her, for you. She's in the 6th grade. She knows English well. She's doing fine. She'll get there. Okay? Greatness requires one thing that you can't get now. Do you know what greatness requires that you can't get right now? What does greatness require that you can't get now? Time. That's exactly right. So, if you want her to be great, you need time. Okay? Oh, okay. I'm doing fine, but I'm out of breath from answering so many questions. can you give advice on how to pronounce on stress sounds in speaking? That's a hard one because different words have different rules, right? So there is not a simple way to tell you which word is going to be stressed in which way. That's not a simple thing. The best way is just to hear them enough. Listening is the best way to understand stress in words. Okay? The more you listen, the more you'll understand the music of the stress. Okay? What's the difference between of, and off? It's very different. Of is Off is Okay? Say something in Arabic. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam, shukran, afwan, na'am, la, insha'Allah, alhamdulillah. I can't remember what else I know. There you go, I said that. Okay? Why can I speak Chinese? Why can you speak English? 我可以说中文，因为我学中文。The original word is to bear. Yeah, right? It's to bear, to give birth, right? To bear a child is the I'm bearing a child is to give birth. Okay? Yes. Oh, okay. Ooh, I like that. You can't eat hot tofu in a hurry. Is that a Chinese phrase? I didn't know that one. Yeah, born is the past tense of bear. That's correct. Yeah. Okay? But bear can have a few other meanings. That's why it becomes a little confusing. Okay? To understand CNN news, what's more important, words or experience? 都是重要。都是重要。需要都 you need both. 都需要 都需要. Okay, all right, let's talk to Little Green Bean Baby because she's been waiting, or he's been waiting a long time. Little Green Bean Baby, are you there? Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
It's my fortune on here, and my spoken English is very very poor. I watch your channel for 1 week. Yes, I think it's benefit for me.
Good.
I can hear. I can if I without the word, I can throw the ear. I know the sexting of what your I don't know.
没关系啊，没关系。我觉得我听得懂你说什么。You understand most of what I say, 对不对？
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
right, okay. 所以现在没有什么问题。
But other people maybe I don't I don't know.
没关系。
It's different. So I want to improve my English. So the week I work hard. I know I know much vocabulary, but I don't use them. So I almost forgot them. I think it's very pity. So I want to know how can I improve my spoken English step by step what should I do?
So
嗯，
一天的人，我告诉他们什么
一天的人。
？Yeah, before I told people before. Did you hear me earlier?
Yes,
What
yes,
did I
I
say?
know
我说什
the
么
the news channel
？Okay,
and
yeah.
the
可是我说你需要做一个东西，就是非常重要。这是什么？
呃 talk with someone
不是，
or think in English.
对啊。
Uh,
Yeah, that is the secret. You forget your words because you don't use your English mind.
嗯
That's why you forget. I can hear right now you are speaking English, but you are thinking in Chinese. I can tell, I can hear it because you're thinking in Chinese and then funny, you're translating, right? You're translating into English. 如果我说中文，我没有翻译，我想中文，所以我可以说中文。Okay, so
but-
you need to do the same thing. Is tomorrow, you need to think simple things. Everything simple. Everything. Think it in English. So if you are tired, don't think, oh, 我很累. Think I'm tired. If you are hungry, don't think 我很饿. Think I'm hungry. If you like something, don't think 我喜欢这个. I think I like that. 我不喜欢这个. I don't like that. 我要 I want 我不要 I don't want 这是简单你可以啊 So my question is 如果你可以为什么你不可以为什么你没有做 You need to do that Okay
I think you frame my security. You frame my security.
Okay, so good. That's what I'm doing is I'm showing you that that's why you're insecure. Because you're not comfortable. And you're not comfortable because you don't have an English mind. Okay? To speak English, you need an English mind. To speak Chinese, you need a Chinese mind. To speak French, you need a French mind. So,
but-
how can you do that? What do you need to do?
But I think I need someone to push me. Maybe I can more fluently.
Okay, so do you have a mirror?
Mirror.
Yeah. Do you have a mirror?
What? I
那个
don't,
那
I
个
don't know
镜子
the meaning.
你有镜子吗
Yes, but I think it's difficult.
如果你有镜子你有一个人可以 push you.
But I think I should throw chat with someone. Maybe
You should.
it can help me a lot.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it can. Okay, but you need to work on many things. Okay? Talking is only one thing. Do you practice reading English? Do you work on your writing in English? Do you work on your listening in English? Do you work on your grammar? Do you work on your vocabulary? Do you work on your pronunciation? You need all of these. All of these. If you have all of these, then you can use English well. But if you only think about speaking, then no, that's not strong. It's weak.
I know. I think you are right. But I think if I can achieve one of those, maybe it can give me more encourage, keep me go on.
Okay, 如果你要做一个桌子，你需要 这个推
四个腿。
对啊。
嗯
So what does that mean? What does that mean?
But
If you only have one leg, if you work on only one leg, the table will not stand. You need all of the legs for the table to stand. Okay, so yes, you can work on only one. You can, but it's not a good way. It's not a good way. If you practice reading, reading will help you with your writing. If you practice writing, writing will help you with your speaking. If you practice speaking, speaking will help you with your listening. If you practice listening, listening will help you with your grammar. If you practice grammar, grammar will help you with your speaking. They all help each other. So you need all of them. You need all of them, okay? It's not too much. It's not too much. 我觉得你感觉这是太多，没有时间。
It's very difficult.
Okay, but it's not. If you make learning part of your lifestyle, then it's easy. Okay, so right now, you think I want you to sit down for 4 hours every day. Okay? No. 没有人可以，没有人有时间。这是 no, 没有，不行。Okay? I can't do that. I don't have time. I'm too busy. But I have 5 minutes in the morning, and I have 10 minutes after breakfast, and I have 15 minutes when I go to the market, and I have 20 minutes after lunch, and I have an hour after dinner. And that's why I said thinking is so important, because you can practice thinking all the time. You don't have to change your life. You can just do everything that you usually do, but just think about it in English. And now you're not doing anything more. You need to go to the market because you need to buy food. So go to the market, buy food. Just think in English when you do it. You want to watch some TV. So watch some TV in Chinese. Okay, but while you watch Chinese TV, think about it in English. When you make breakfast, when you make lunch, when you make dinner, can you think about them a little bit in English? Okay, so 我觉得你有时间，可是现在你找不到。You lost it. You have to find your time. You have to find the time. Okay? 如果你找到你的时间，你可以。Okay? You have to find time.
I try improve my spoken English on Cambly. Do you know?
Yeah,
it?
I know.
But I think maybe it not
Not
suitable
enough.
for me.
这是很少
Not
的，太少了。
suitable.
It's not enough. It's not enough. It's okay.
Oh.
Cambly is okay, but it's not enough. It's not enough. You need more. You need more.
Yes.
Okay? And again, the secret is that if I want to practice my Chinese, I can. I live in the United States. But I practice my Chinese if I want to anytime. Okay? I can just look around the room and I can say, 这个东西中文怎么说？我不知道，这是我的功课。If I don't know how to say that thing, then write it down. That's your homework. Okay? And this is another reason why this way, this method is really good, because this is vocabulary of your life. It's the vocabulary you need because it's the vocabulary around you. So when you look around, do you know how to talk about everything in your room in English? If you don't, then try. Think about it. Everything that you want to say in English, write it down in Chinese, and now you can study it. You can say, I need to learn how to say this. I need to learn how to say this. Okay, this is a very practical way, a way of practicing. Okay? practical 你知道吗？听得懂吗？
Yes, I work hard, use it.
Good， 我觉得你可以啊，你需要试试看，每天你需要试试看。Okay， 手能相巧。Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, it's
thanks.
difficult. To learn a language is like learning a musical instrument, like piano, okay, or guitar. If you want to learn guitar or piano, you can, but you must practice. And if I told you, I practiced piano for 1 year and I still am not a master, I'm still not great, you would say, well, 当然, of course, of course, 这是只有一个年，一年只是太少. This is too small. That's not enough. You cannot be great in this much time. It takes time. Okay? It takes time. Okay?
A long way to go.
Yeah, your whole life. When you learn a language, it's just like I play the drums. I play drums. I'm a drummer. Am I ever finished with drums? No, I'm never finished with drums. No one is ever finished with piano. No one is ever finished with guitar. No one is ever finished with a language either. You're never finished. You're always going to work on it more. Okay?
You think I should be insisted it?
Yes. Yeah. If you think it's important, then make it important. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
我
Thank you
觉得
for
你
your
有时
suggestion.
间，你需要找到。You have to find it. You have to find the time. Okay? All right.
Yes, I have time.
Yes. Okay, good.
But
Find
I think the 这怎么说？这个学习的这个心很难。
new words 这是太难的吗？什么心？什么心？
就是insistent.
大家你知道吗？
Hard.
我知道。OK， 我听得懂。Yes, it is. Dedication.
Yes, dedication.
Yeah, it is difficult, of course. But you can do it.
Maybe, yes, motivation.
That's
yes.
right. Yeah. I must go, but it was nice to talk to you, and I think you can do it. So keep going, and I will see you next time. Okay? Come back and see me again.
Thank you for your suggestion.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, I have to go because I have some things I need to do here. But it was nice to see all of you here. Please follow me. You can go to my website here, go to my link tree. You can find my website, you can find my YouTube, you can find my podcast, everything you can find right there on that link tree. Go there and follow me, and I will be back. I should be back tomorrow. As long as I have time, I will be back tomorrow. Okay? So, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, and I will see you guys next time. Okay? Bye-bye.